Alrighty guys, per usual, we're going to get started in a child's pose position. I encourage you to set a timer and let's stay here for 2 to 3 minutes. Alright, so now that we are ready to get going, we are ready to roll. We're going to start warming up. You can start out in tabletop position as you see here, and we are just going to begin warming up our hips by doing some nice, easy hip circles. It's not a big movement. Be sure to go both directions, and obviously we're going to do both sides. From there, we're going to go straight into what you might refer to as fire hydrant or maybe even peeing dog. You're just lifting your legs straight out. This is movement number 1 of our warm-up. Okay, so continuing our warm-up. We are in tabletop position to get started, and we are going to do what we call a bird dog. I am going to show you a couple of variations where you are lifting your leg and lifting the opposite arm. You really only want to lift your foot off the ground just a few inches. If you're going too high, you're probably going to have an arch in that low back, and we want to avoid that. So you really do not need to lift your leg up high off the ground. Keep it low. Keep this controlled, slow, focusing on your core. I am showing you a second variation where you can do an elbow to knee cross connect. Okay, and once again, straight back into tabletop position, and we are going to do quadruped rotation. That is where you're going to put one hand behind your head, and you are going to rotate your body. Your gaze can follow your elbow. Do not try to extend yourself too far on the upward motion. It's actually that bottom rotation, that bottom twist, that is most important here. This should be just a nice, gentle rotation. Again, we are just getting warmed up. All right, guys, so the next thing we're doing is what I call my power flow, and I start off in downward dog. Take whatever time you need to sway your hips, reposition your hands, maybe pedal it out as you see me doing here. I also like to do some heel lifts for some nice stretching before we get started. When you are ready, you are going to move from downward dog into a strong plank. I'm going to hold that plank for a breath. Then you can do an optional push-up. From there, take your left leg forward into a lunge. Take that left hand up towards the sky for a nice twist. Switch legs, right leg forward, right hand to the sky for a nice twist. Back to your plank, then back to downward dog, and we call that 1. Then we do it all again. Usually I would do this for 6 to 8 reps. Now, there are lots of parts of this that are optional, so depending on what feels good today or just what you're able to do right now, if you need to take out the push-up, totally fine. If you need to take out the push-up, the lunge, the twist, also totally fine. So if you are doing downward dog, going out to a plank, holding that strong plank for a breath or two, to then return to downward dog, as you see me doing here, totally cool. That is awesome. So again, take out the push-up if you need to, take out the lunge if you need to, take out the twist, whatever you need to do. But this is a really great way to get your body warmed up. It's a full body movement when you have all of those elements added in. And again, if you need to work up to this, that is completely cool. So again, do 6 to 8 reps, and then we'll be ready to roll. Okay guys, so what we're gonna work on now is our hinge, and we're gonna do that with the movement that I refer to as flamingo. So you're gonna start standing, but you're going to kickstand one leg as you see me doing here. And you are going to do a slow, controlled, powerful knee up with sprinter arms. You can even do an elbow to knee cross connect as you see me doing here if you'd like. You should be feeling this in the leg that is stationary. You should be feeling this in your glutes. You should be feeling this in your hamstrings. Your core should be tight. Your back should be neutral with a slight lean. And again, slow and controlled. I'm going to show it here with, this is just a child's soccer ball, so it is not weighted. And this shows you with a reach. And again, this is us just working on the movement pattern of a hinge. So think, you push your booty back towards the wall, or in my case, back towards the fence. Showing you the side view here. So you see the kickstand, you see how the booty is pushing back, not down. The back is straight with sprinter arms. Okay, so let's pair static bear with our flamingo. Start off in a tabletop position. You're going to have strong arms and strong hands pressing into the ground or the floor, and you are just going to hover your knees off of the ground just a couple inches. Notice you want to maintain a flat back and a strong core. Do this for 3 to 5 breaths, and then lower your knees for a reset. Repeat that 2 or 3 times, and then go back to your flamingo for a whole nother set. Okay guys, so we're going to do a Tabata, which is a type of HIIT workout with a set time of work alternated with timed rest periods. So for example, in our first Tabata, we're going to work for 30 seconds, followed by 20 seconds of rest, rotating through 4 different movements for 16 total cycles, meaning we will do each of the 4 exercises 4 times each. This is the Tabata app that I like to use, and I am pretty sure that it is free, so check it out. Okay, so before getting started, go into the settings of your Tabata app and indicate how long you want your exercise interval to be, how long you want your rest interval to be, and then how many number of sets you plan to do. So in our first Tabata, I suggest that you set the exercise interval at 30, rest interval at 20, with 16 total sets. That means you will be doing each of the 4 exercises 4 times. For our second Tabata, I suggest a 30-second work, 15-second rest for 8 cycles, meaning you'll do each of the 2 exercises 4 times. All right, so the first movement in our Tabata is a slow and controlled march. So first and foremost, this is not cardio, so slower is better. Your core should be tight. You should be feeling this in your core even if you are not holding a weight and you are just marching. Okay, so movement number 2 is our squat with an optional overhead press. You do not need to use a weight here. You can do this with body weight, or you can load it, your choice. All right, so movement number 3 is a plank with a turn and reach to the ceiling, or in this case to the sky. So get a strong plank position, and then you are just going to rotate, lifting one hand to the sky. You should be feeling this in your side abs, so that march is for your front abs, and here we're working those side abs. All right, so the fourth exercise in our Tabata circuit, not circle, anyway, is the wall sit. I'm also going to demo some options if you want to add in some extra upper body work with the dumbbell. Completely optional. Like I said, you can do this body weight, or you could statically hold a weight just for a little extra challenge, or like I said, you can add in some of these upper body options that I'm demoing. So 4 exercises for our Tabata circuit. I highly recommend checking out some of the free apps that you can get. Makes it a little more fun, certainly makes it a little easier. We are going to work for 30 seconds, resting for 20 seconds, for a total of 16 cycles or rounds. That means you will be doing each of these 4 exercises 4 times. So check out the Tabata app. It's lots of fun. All right, if you are inclined and have gas in the tank, you could do a second Tabata. This time we're just going to use 2 exercises. The first one is a lunge, and you can do body weight as I was doing before with a recommended elbow to knee cross connect, or you could pick up a couple dumbbells to load this movement. We're going to pair that with shoulder taps. So you will go down to a plank position, and then you're just going to alternate between tapping your shoulders, maintaining a strong core, not letting those hips sag. Pair these 2 exercises, work for 30 seconds, rest for 15 seconds for 8 rounds.